The UAE was actually the first country in the world to have a minister of AI back in 2017.
2017, before even ChatGPT came and blew up the world.
We will see a big change in the region towards the better.
How's the Gulf leading in terms of blockchain?
October 2016, the Crown Prince of Dubai announced the Dubai blockchain strategy. I am someone who really believes in the potential of emerging technologies to create positive impact.
What is attracting these millionaires to come over here?
Falcon, one of the leading open source large language models.
Welcome to another episode of the Neet Bherwani Show. Today we have Amna, a visionary leader in blockchain, fintech and digital innovation. Recognized among the top 100 women of the future and a global winner of the Women in Web 3.0 award, Amna's work spans from fintech to social impact projects with UNICEF. Join us as we explore the topic, is the Gulf the next innovation hub of the world's economy? Welcome to the podcast, Amna.
Thank you, Neet. I'm happy to be here.
If you see, a lot of UAE-based applications are based on the blockchain and the leaders are adopting it everywhere. Dubai is one of the most fastest growing cities out there. How's the Gulf leading in terms of blockchain and fintech?
It's really, really exciting what the Gulf region is doing in terms of blockchain and innovation. We see in the GCC that they have been very proactive and visionary in adopting these emerging technologies.
Could you tell us some examples?
It started in October 2016 when the Crown Prince of Dubai announced the Dubai blockchain strategy, which aims to make Dubai the first blockchain-powered city in the world by 2020. And back then, people were still trying to get grasp of blockchain, but Dubai was the first city in the world.
Right.
And then the UAE followed in 2018 with the launch of the Emirates Blockchain Strategy 2021, which aims to be at least 50% of the federal government services, operational services would be on the blockchain. It was a huge success. The World Economic Forum did a great case study on the UAE, which said that through the implementation of this blockchain strategy, the UAE saves around 11 billion AED or 3 billion USD in operational costs per year, and then 398 million hours annually saved. No, a million printed documents saved and 77 million hours saved per year.
Wow.
So can you imagine how much, blockchain has contributed to Dubai and UAE's economy alone?
UAE saves $3 billion in costs. How is it making the systems better?
So first of all, blockchain, has certain advantages. It is immutable. It is decentralized. It is transparent. It is much, much more secure. A lot of services, when moved on the blockchain, enhance the security of the system. And UAE has so many initiatives in which blockchain is being used.
Yes, speaking of one initiative, Smart Pass?
Yes.
It's powered by blockchain.
Yes, I think so many government initiatives are powered by blockchain. I spoke about the World Economic Forum's report, which did a case study on this. They had 7 great full case studies where this was implemented. I highly recommend the audience and everyone to check out that research. There's a lot of initiatives in blockchain, not just in Dubai, but overall in the UAE and the Gulf region as well. Take the case of the UAE Trade Connect, which is using trade, a blockchain to enhance trade in the UAE. DP World is using blockchain. Crypto exchanges, which were sprung from the Gulf region. You have BitOasis from UAE, and then you have Rain Exchange from Bahrain. Aramco, the largest oil company in the world, is using it for their supply chain. So there's a lot of amazing initiatives where the UAE and the Gulf region are leading in terms of blockchain, Web3, emerging technologies.
The pandemic changed everyone's life, right? When it happened, no one saw it coming. How do you think the Gulf regions reacted to the pandemic? And what was the effect of the way they handled the situation?
I think the Gulf region really handled the pandemic in a very responsible and mature way. And they sprung out much stronger than other countries around the world, which were still struggling with the after effects. One major reason is the economic diversification efforts of the Gulf region. So now we know that historically, the Gulf countries have been very oil dependent. But they are, over the past decade, they are making very significant strides to move away from oil dependency and diversify their economies. And they're doing this by very strategic actions and investments. So they have these national investment programs, And the main industries where they're diversifying include emerging technologies, so which is very exciting, finance, particularly fintech, which is why the region is also becoming a fintech hub, and then tourism as well, and education. So there's a lot of economic diversification. And these countries are really investing in their own growth. Saudi Arabia, under its Saudi National Investment Strategy, which comes under Saudi Vision 2030, aims to mobilize around 7.1 trillion US dollars into Saudi's economy by 2030. In doing so, it aims to increase the investment of percentage of GDP from around 22% in 2019 to 30% in 2030. So a significant increase, which will, of course, impact and uplift the economy.
Increasing by over like 30-40%, like in comparison to what they were at.
Yeah.
And it's developing at a very, very fast rate. They're saying it's adopting all these measures. What has changed, like Saudi, like say 5 years back to Saudi now?
Saudi is doing brilliant stuff. They have a very visionary strategic roadmap of the Saudi Vision 2030 initiative, in which they're doing a lot of investments in emerging technologies, tourism and finance, fintech. For example, in terms of tourism, Saudi is investing in around $500 billion in NEOM, which is a futuristic smart city, which is supposed to be very sustainable. Qiddiya, which is also into tourism and attracting initiatives of tourism into the Saudi. There's a lot of emphasis in that. And then, as I mentioned, it's attracting a lot of investments, including FDI, foreign direct investment into Saudi. It is trying to get global talent into the country as well.
Ronaldo being signed up.
Yes.
Yeah.
It has a very strategic roadmap towards becoming, a leader in the Middle East. So there's a lot of competition in the Middle East between certain countries, which is very healthy because as an economist, competition means that
all
everyone will become better.
Everyone.
So the whole region will benefit as a whole.
Saudi won the bid to hold the next Expo 2030, which happened here in Dubai. What do these expos do for nations? Like, what did it do for UAE when it was held over here? And what is it going to do for Saudi when it's, say, held in 2030?
These major events, bring in a lot of FDI, foreign direct investment, a lot of tourism, a lot of investments as a whole. It is an opportunity for these countries to show their economy to the different investors, to show that they are leaders in the world as well, and they're, all the progress that is being made into. Dubai benefited a lot from the Expo 2020, and similarly Qatar, when it held the FIFA World Cup in 2022, it did benefited a lot. It made a whole new city around the, football FIFA World Cup. This is a huge opportunity. It creates jobs. There's also improvement in infrastructure on an economic level, roads. This is why there's so much competition to host these events, because they bring in a lot of opportunities and investments for the different countries and
Absolutely. I'm excited to see what Saudi pulls off.
I'm sure it will also do great.
And I'm sure they would have started planning for this already now, right? In fact, like from the time they won the bid, they'll be like, okay, we have these many years
it's
to go.
It's not easy, you have to be very strategic and plan about it, yes.
Correct. You spoke about FDI, right? Like, how is FDI contributing to the Gulf's development?
FDI is an important part, of uplifting the economy, foreign direct investment. There was a report done by the OECD, which said that overall, we are seeing an upwards rise in FDI throughout the region. If you take the period from 2017 to 2022, you see a rise in FDI from 14.5 billion to around 44.4 billion in just such a short time, despite the, COVID crisis and everything. So there's a huge upward trend in FDI. Regionally, UAE has been leading in the FDI department, but now there's a lot of competition as well from Saudi and different sectors around the Gulf region. FDI really helps play a part in, building the digital infrastructure and planning government spending in the best way, having enough budget to, for example, build not just the physical infrastructure, but invest into the digital infrastructure as well. FDI, along with the fact that the Gulf region also has a very low tariff rate, etc., it helps attract investors. It helps attract startups, because there are low costs of setting up. Even the local startups benefit because of the economies of scale. The government also uses these to create strategic initiatives such as ecosystems, for example, fintech ecosystems like the Bahrain fintech Bay, you have Dubai International Financial Center and all these major fintech ecosystems, and education as well. So there's so many ways that, FDI helps.
Many of the Gulf cities are also in the ease of doing business scale. They are ranked pretty high. Talk to us about that.
The Gulf, because of their very ambitious agendas, you have the Saudi vision, you have Qatar's economic vision 2030, a lot of these different investment agendas, including Dubai, UAE, Abu Dhabi, all these different initiatives. So because of their very ambitious agendas, they want to attract the best companies and the best startups, and they want to encourage global startups, particularly in emerging tech, to set up their businesses on their shores.
Right.
They have taken a variety of measures to, attract global talent and then retain it as well. And one of that is, reforms that cut down costs. And again, as we mentioned, the Gulf region also has some of the lowest tax tariffs around the world. BCG did a report which said that overall the average is just 4 to 6%. Right. For the Gulf region to set up a business there. So that also attracts these companies. You have these accelerator programs. You have these incubators in which businesses can set up their business in a controlled environment and learn, in real time what is happening around that.
Attracting businesses is one thing, but also about attracting talent.
Yes.
Right? The Gulf region attracts talent from all over the world. In fact, the best of the best people, like highly skilled people, after completing their education, sometimes they realize like, hey, I want to try my hand over here. I want to come to Saudi. I want to come to Qatar. What are initiatives taken by these countries to attract such skilled labor?
These countries are really investing heavily in their talent retention programs as well. They are putting a lot of efforts and initiatives into attracting these global talents. They are offering a number of incentives and actually doing a lot of things. They're offering very good remuneration, incentives to stay. The Gulf region as a whole has a very good infrastructure. It has great digital infrastructure. They have collaborations with top universities and top organizations around the world. Then the issue is to retain the talent.
Absolutely.
So because the digital infrastructure is so good, there's so much development, physical infrastructure, and there's a lot of opportunities for collaboration, etc. And the region is generally very safe for families, specifically. There's very low crime rates, etc. So all of these help retain the talent as well.
Amazing. The UAE especially attracted the most number of millionaires worldwide. I think in a survey that came out, 6,400 or some number of millionaires chose the UAE to navigate over here. In addition to attracting talent, what is attracting these millionaires to come over here?
First of all, there's a lot of great free zones and tax-free zones and friendly business ecosystem here. Introducing the Golden Visa program has also played an initiative because people want to know that they can stay here for a longer period, and having a 5 to 10 year visa as compared to before has definitely played a role in this uptake as well. Tourism in Dubai and the UAE during the Expo 2020, which made people realize that this is a great place to be. You have top hotels, theme parks, you have great initiatives, top conferences, all these stuff happening in one point. So it's a great, choice for millionaires who want a luxury place to be, for them to come there and bring their startups, their initiatives, their businesses into the low cost, low tariff, low tax, friendly business environment in Dubai. So there's a lot of different reasons which, attract talent. And a lot of the millionaires that we see today are also tech millionaires. Yes. And the UAE, Dubai's initiative and investment and encouragement of talent for emerging technologies has definitely played a part as well in attracting these talents.
There's just one millionaire who told me this, multimillionaire who told me this one statement. In other countries, where you're paying 30-40% tax, you're working for the government, whereas in countries like UAE and the other Gulf regions, because the tax rate is so low, you keep it. Like, and when you put it in that perspective, a lot of times people just need that relativity to just hear it, like working 5 months for the government versus working for yourself. What do you think about such statements when said by such people?
I do believe that, the tax plays an important role in deciding where to stay. Tax havens such as, Dubai, UAE, Gulf region, they could have a much greater quality of life as compared to, working as hard there or maybe even harder and not enjoying the same quality of life. So that definitely plays an impact as well, in decision making of coming, and settling and attracting talent.
And how golden visas available. I think if you just purchase a property of 2 million dirhams or something, these are millionaires coming in. They can afford properties worth 2 million dirhams. They get that and they get 10-year visa, not just for themselves, even for their family members.
Demand has risen so much. If you look at the real estate market, demand versus the supply has risen so much. It has created a lot of increase in prices.
Throughout this podcast, you've been quoting these amazing facts and numbers. You are very well read. Can you tell us how you go about acquiring knowledge from your end?
So because my field is innovation, digital innovation, basically, with as a strategist for frontier technologies, I need to stay up to date with technology because, a few days off, I did recently go to a vacation, and when you come back, there's like, okay, this update happened, this happened, particularly in the world of AI. You
100%.
miss it, and then, there's so much to catch up on.
Yeah. How is the Gulf region adopting AI?
The Gulf region is really, really doing great in terms of AI. The UAE was actually the first country in the world to have a minister of AI back in 2017.
Well, 2017, before even ChatGPT came and blew up the world. Oh, wow.
And that was very visionary because at that time, AI has been around since the 1950s. The term AI was coined in Dartmouth in 1956. So it's been there for so long. And suddenly, they felt the need to have like a minister of AI. And they really used the best strategic foresight to make their decisions, very data-driven decisions and very visionary leadership in the Gulf region. So that's very inspiring. They have a UAE AI National Strategy 2031 in which they aim to be leaders in AI. And similarly, Saudi Arabia Digital Authority is also working in AI. They're making a lot of investments throughout the region in, since the economic diversification, one of the sector is AI. So they're making a lot of diversification and investments in AI. You have a lot of great initiatives happening in the region. So for example, you have G42, which is a AI holding company based in the UAE. They partnered with OpenAI last year in end of 2023, and they're planning to bring, AI solutions to the region, GCC region, the UAE region, and globally. And they were part of, G42 was part of making a 13 billion parameter large language model called JACE, the best bilingual Arabic trained large language model in the world. We also have in Abu Dhabi the Technological Innovation Institute, which is also doing a lot of work in AI. They came up with Falcon, which is one of the leading open source large language models in the world and has been proven to, compete on an international level with some of the top LLMs out there. In fact, in UAE, we have Mohammed bin Zayed University of AI, which is the world's first university offering graduate level research and has seen so much collaborations and research work and developments with regards to AI.
What about the other regions? Like what kind of initiatives are happening in other emerging technologies?
So take the case of Saudi Arabia, also has a generative AI accelerator in which early stage startups can go and test their startups within a safe environment. They're also investing in education. One sector that is also being very transformed is the sector of finance, which is also one of the areas of interest in terms of economic diversification. The region has really done a lot of innovative stuff in terms of fintech and leveraging technologies such as blockchain, decentralized finance, distributed ledger technology. One very interesting example is the case of central bank digital currencies or CBDCs. The Central Bank of UAE, in collaboration with the Saudi Central Bank, SAMA, in 2019 launched Project Appear, in which they wanted to track cross-border digital payments on DLT blockchain, distributed ledger technology. And they chose Hyperledger Fabric, and they had a very innovative mindset embracing it back in 2019. That led to the foundation of different CBDC projects around, the world. I remember in Project Abir, you had 6 major commercial banks and national banks involved. Also the Project Mbridge, which again were, concentrating on CBDC, central bank digital currencies, initiated by the Bank of International Settlements. And it had the Central Bank of UAE, it had Hong Kong, China, and Thailand. And recently they had this great announcement that while the rest of the world is still coming to grasps or in initial phases of, understanding CBDCs, they came up with a successful MVP, and SAMA, Saudi Central Bank, has also joined. They would be definitely leaders in the region in terms of CBDC as well, and globally as well. A lot of exciting innovations and walking the talk as well, not just, talking about investment, but doing proper research, implementation, strategic actions to, come up with fruitful outcomes.
Execution is key, right? Just saying it, but not is one thing, but they go about achieving it is a whole other phenomenon altogether.
Yeah, the heart of it is the visionary leadership. Yeah. So I have a lot of respect for the leadership here, how they see the opportunities and just go for it.
What is Amna excited about the future in the Gulf? The most important.
A lot of these countries have actual focus on maintaining the happiness of, the people who live there. So that is very heartwarming. I personally want to see the region succeed. I believe that, they have had such visionary initiatives, such great strategic investments, roadmaps, and very exciting plans for the future. We will see a big change in the region towards the better. And I am someone who really believes in the potential of emerging technologies, innovation, etc., to create positive impact. I believe it will totally uplift the region and have a ripple effect and inspire the world. So exciting times ahead.
Thank you so much, Amna. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Likewise.
So much insight, so much knowledge, and more power to you. Keep learning and sharing this immense knowledge with the world.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
I'm very excited for the future, and let's see how it holds up. If you enjoyed this episode, do not forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much.